and we're gonna make a right turn here, and let's stay at about 20 miles per hour here. And once we reach that little hut there, we're gonna stop there and wait for the green light to go.
You mean this booth right here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
there should be someone there with some flags. And we'll stop. Looks like we got the green light. Perfect. So let's keep it at 30 miles per hour. And have you ever driven an EV before?
Yes, 2 EVs.
You have 2 EVs? Okay, so you might be familiar with the regenerative braking. If you want to get a feel of what that feels like with the R1T, feel free to let go of the gas pedal.
Okay.
Does that feel pretty familiar?
Yeah, it's not as strong as, well, it's the middle between 3 and 8. So
3 and 8? Okay, so make a left turn here, and we're gonna do a complete U-turn back on this runway.
okay.
And we actually have a stronger regenerative braking. I'm gonna set it to high.
Okay.
Let's see if maybe that feels similar to
Okay.
what you feel in different AVs. So let's go at 30 miles per hour.
30 only.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
And let it go. How's that?
Okay.
What do you think you prefer?
I think it's smoother. So the fact that one of the problem with my Model X is that when you let it go, because the cabin, because the vehicle is heavy, you can feel the weight, and cabin is not, I guess they didn't tighten it down
Here.
They didn't tighten it down enough. You can see a lot of noise, and feel like cabin is shaking. So which is one of the thing with the. So just turn again.
Yes, you'll make a left turn here. So it's definitely a lot smoother,
Right.
for sure. Feel free to zigzag in this area if you'd like to kind of feel the handling. And then we'll
Is that on the sport mode for the handling, or?
no, just to kind of get a feel of it just in general. And then we're going to stay in this right lane and keep it at about 25-30 miles per hour. And we're actually going to start our off-roading portion. So if you go a little bit further out, you're going to notice that there's this little concrete entrance here that's going to lead to a dirt road. We're going to come to a complete stop right here at the stop sign. And I'm basically going to handle all of the entire portion here. So we're now going to change the driving mode to off-roading. And I'm going to set it to rock crawl.
Okay.
So you're going to notice that the height changes. You notice the vehicle going up and down. It's adjusting so that it's able to handle the off-road that we're about to go through.
Sure.
And looks like we are all set. And I'm actually going to turn off the hold and go ahead and let's start. Now on this trail, you're going to notice that it's going to get a little bit bumpy. Just make sure that as you're driving, you're using both hands and you're keeping a steady wheel. Now we do have a right turn coming up. When we hit that right turn, we're going to slow down to about 5 miles per hour. As we get towards the end of this, it's gonna be we're gonna be doing a wide turn.
Okay.
Kind of like a school bus turn to try to avoid some of these bushes that we could potentially hit. Might roll this down a little bit just so you can hear the sound on the outside. I don't know how this compares to other EVs, but it's just super, super quiet.
Right. Well, so far I haven't heard the cabin noise, so that's a good thing.
Now I noticed in your profile you chose the R1S. What was the reason for that?
because I have kids, so I need to haul people.
You have a lot of kids? You have a big family?
No, 3 of us, but I was thinking about switching over to the truck, but then I saw the bed wasn't that big. So
Not that
I
big?
was hoping if it's a little bit bigger, then yeah, I might want it to, but yeah, I think I'll stay with the
R1S.
yeah.
Alright, so here you're gonna turn right. And we're about to hit our frame twister, so it does say 5 miles per hour. Do try to stay at the 5 miles per hour.
Okay.
Because it is going to get pretty bumpy. And you'll notice these little, I like to call them like baby ditches.
Right.
Feel free to drive straight through them, or if you want to straddle them, whatever you feel comfortable with, as long as you're going at a safe speed. This car was built for this kind of stuff, so don't be afraid to go through them.
So like surface like that, you guys recommend doing it on a rock crawl?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because it does, when you're in rock crawl mode, it does adjust the suspension to be able to work with all of these different types of like movements that you're going through.
Okay, so rock crawl more dynamic than the others. I'm not sure what other rally auto even.
All purpose, I wouldn't do all purpose in this kind of terrain.
Yeah, so you'll definitely want to stay in off-road here. Actually, the majority of this off-road experience you're going on could be done in auto.
Right.
The reason that we keep it in rock crawl is it's a little bit more versatile for this particular route, and therefore we don't need to switch and can focus on the driving.
I see.
The pedal mapping and the throttle is a little bit softer on the rock crawl, and therefore that helps, especially if one is new to EV off-roading.
Got it.
And to add to that, I believe it also limits the speed limit to 20, right, max? When you're on rock crawl?
That's right.
Correct. So I guess like just in case if someone is off-roading and maybe they freak out, they don't accidentally floor it and roll off a cliff or something.
I see. So I see there's another auto here. So is that the same as all-purpose auto, or this?
No,
auto
so that is
off-road?
off-road
I see.
auto.
So what you were mentioning is this particular auto.
That's right. So if one was to use that mode, it is very similar to rock crawl, but it is a little bit more sensitive, so you would not need as much throttle to move forward as you do in rock crawl mode.
On this turn here, it is kind of a little bit of a tight left turn, but as you make a left turn, we're going to start climbing uphill. Yep, just make sure you just keep your keep the accelerator going. No need to stop. And where the hay is, you'll make a left turn. So yeah, just go ahead and line up here towards the end of this hill and make a stop. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on these cameras. And these cameras are just for me.
Okay.
So I can just visually see like the sides of the vehicle, make sure that we're not gonna hit anything close. But just feel free to just keep attention to what you're driving towards. And as we go downhill, I want you to go ahead and accelerate, but don't use the brake as we go downhill.
Okay.
Let the regenerative braking do the braking for you and see how that feels.
Okay.
So when you're ready, go ahead and press the gas pedal and keep it at about 5 miles per hour. And once we hit towards the end, yep, just let the vehicle roll, no more gas. How's that?
Cool. I was expecting the one you guys have for the medium
Oh.
day outside. Was that 100% climb?
There's gonna be some higher incline coming up.
Is it?
Yeah. Go. Nice.
Go through it or stop?
Nope. Feel free to keep going through it. Looks like you're good to go. Give it some acceleration and let it roll.
One nice thing about the camera is when you're going through those really steep uphill inclines, when you just see sky out of the windshield,
This is
the
a
front
good one.
camera can help you guide a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just want to strike the balance between looking at the camera and looking ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it does help. I was using that a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping this is a little bit more clear. I think the camera, not sure it could be adjusted or not.
I think it's because it's zoomed out, but like for example, one of the really cool features about the R1 vehicles is the gear tunnel, like or not the gear tunnel, the gear guard. Those videos are high def,
Okay.
and so it's a lot clearer because it's a smaller image. But when it's blown out like that, it does look a little bit more, maybe not as sharp. But that's the only reason, because it's blown out. And then in this area, try to stay maybe a little closer to the red flags. Yeah, good job. And it's a straight hill down. And then once you make this left turn, we are going to stay at 15 miles per hour.
Okay.
And this kind of concludes the off-roading portion. What did you think about that?
Okay.
You liked it?
Not bad. I was hoping there's more.
Oh, more
mark in
bumpier?
there. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Whatever it is, working here, that's good. Now at least I got to feel how this will do.
Now the next portion that's gonna come up is the 0 to 60
All right.
miles per hour, and that's one of the my favorite parts. It never gets old, so you get the feel of what that's like.
Sure.
And then we'll also touch base on the adaptive cruise control as well. So with this guy, our flagger here, looks like we're good to go. So we'll make a right turn. And keep it at 5 miles per hour. And this is going to be a sharp right turn. And we're going to turn into this left area here where the gravel is. I'm going to turn right here and try to hug this white line here and go ahead and stop more to the right and stop here. Perfect. So what I just did right now, I just switched back to all-purpose since we're no longer off-roading.
Okay.
I am going to go ahead and it's readjusting the height of the vehicle. I'm going to switch this back to low. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do the 0 to 60. Once I hit the acceleration, feel free to floor it all the way down. Once we hit 60 miles per hour, let go of the acceleration.
Okay.
And let it drop down to 40. Once it hits 40,
Okay.
hit it one more time to 60.
Okay.
And see how that feels. At the end of that, we are going to make a left turn, and there's going to be a stop sign there.
Okay.
And when I say go, let's do it. Ready? feel? It's pretty exciting.
Okay, yeah.
And then here at the stop sign, this is where we're gonna test out the adaptive cruise control. So as we start driving down, we're gonna drive at 30 miles per hour. Once we hit 30 miles per hour, you're gonna basically hit this this driving stalk all the way down, and it should activate adaptive cruise control.
Okay.
So when it is activated, you'll notice that you no longer need to gas it, and just use your steering wheel to navigate.
Okay.
So when you're ready, go ahead and accelerate.
30, right?
At 30. There you go. So the little blue icon on your screen in the driver's screen that indicates that you are in adaptive cruise control. Go ahead and follow this path, and at the end of the path, there's actually a balloon vehicle. That's what we call it.
Okay.
And it's just a car that's parked there, and the R1T is going to be able to detect that vehicle that's there just sitting there.
Okay.
It's going to think that we're about to crash into it,
It's gonna stop.
and so it's going to stop. Awesome. And then do hit your brake. And when you hit brake, that disengages the adaptive cruise control. How is that?
Okay.
Is that pretty cool?
Yeah.
And then from here, you'll go ahead and make a right turn, and we're gonna pull back into the bay area. And we'll keep it at 5 miles per hour here for safety reasons. And I noticed that you did order a launch green vehicle, so you think you made a solid choice after seeing all the other
I'm
ones?
still debating between green, blue, and white. So I'll see when see those color on the R1S and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can park right here at Bay 4.
Cool.
And you're gonna stop right at the yellow line. Awesome. And to park it, just press that.